Top of the world here. Oh my God.
Garage Brewer Adventures.
Good morning. It's Saturday, April 6th, 2024. I slept okay, but it was a lot windier up here on this hilltop than was advertised before sunset. So I ended up, I'll show what I did, but I kind of closed up the end of the tarp. It's pretty narrowly wrapped around me, so all the wind's been just kind of hitting me all night. But it worked. It protected me. It's kind of nice in here. Here's the entrance for my hammock. It's kind of opened up. The wind's mostly coming from this other end. So I basically just tied the corners together there to hold this closed as best I can. There's still a crack, but it worked pretty well. But the hammock is pretty well sandwiched right in between. So that's why I put my head end down on the open end and I had my feet at the closed end. Well, I'm all packed up and I am ready to get off of this ridge. It is windy and cold. The thermometer said 46 degrees. Definitely with the wind though, and the wind chill, it feels like it's in the upper 30s. So I gotta get out of here and warm up. For today's hike, we'll be starting at this ridge where we watched an awesome sunset. See the previous video for that. And we'll be following the ridge, continuing in the Flatside Wilderness, heading northeast. Be climbing up a bit here, heading up to the Flatside Pinnacle, which is a nice vista that you can climb up to that's car accessible. Then from there we'll continue along and work our way along another ridge until we get to the Brown Creek Shelter. And then from there we'll cross this road and I'll end up camping in the wilderness between the Brown Creek and the North Fork Pinnacle. And the sign's missing. Breakfast this morning is beef jerky and a kind bar. I also managed to save back last night, despite starving myself, an extra trail mix. Well, this must be the pond. I have barely used my water. I don't think I'm going to fill up here. I'll check far out and see where the next water supply is instead. If I can avoid pond water. I've already had enough of that this trip. Far out says there's a couple of seasonal creeks ahead of me, 1.1 miles ahead. They're not listed as a reliable. But at 1.4, there's a reliable water source, and then at 3.4, there's another one. I can make either of those on 1 liter of water, so I am good to skip the pond water. Well, the sun has come out. I've been climbing a hill and getting pretty warm. I've already taken my legs off of my pants and rolled up my sleeves. I've actually got 2 shirts on. I'm probably gonna have to take one off, switch to my sun hat, and put the gloves away. The morning chill is over. Ah, fresh water. Oh boy. All right. This looks doable, I think. The thing that's really nuts is to set up the camera shot, you got to cross the thing 3 times. I've done it twice now. These rocks are just slanted just so. All right. So this is where I'm going to have my lunch For lunch, I'll be having this Kathmandu curry from Nomad Nutrition. These are pretty healthy. Rice noodles, potatoes, carrots, onions, bell peppers, spinach, chickpeas, split peas, coconut milk, mushrooms, olive oil, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, curry powder, spices, sea salt, and that's it. So it's all real food. 620 calories. It's not that much sodium, 300 milligrams. So, you know, I think this is a relatively healthy thing. It's got vitamins, let's see, fiber, 32% of your fiber. So, good stuff. I've had a couple flavors from these guys. And I'm also having a instant iced tea, lemon iced tea, just to have some flavor in my pond water. And I'm also just got some fresh water that is got chlorine tablets. It'll be ready in half an hour. All right, I finished my lunch. It was delicious. I feel completely refreshed. I took almost an hour break, so I'm ready to get back on the trail. I've got about 6 miles to a seasonal water source, but the Far Out app says that there's water there as of 5 days ago, so I'm going to trust that there's water there. This is pretty steep. Heading up to Pinnacle, what is it, Outlook, or I don't know, some vista. It's about 1.5 miles up, and it looks like it's gonna all be pretty steep. Here we go. Very brightly colored. How long are you? Up and up and up. This feels like the top of something. Oh, there's a pond. I believe that's on Far Out. I gotta decide if I want to fill up. I probably should, just to be safe. Because the next water source might not be reliable. Alright, short break. Oh, this water. Gross. 3 marks usually means a mile marker, but I don't see one, so... Oh, there it is. Weird. I don't know why they blazed that tree. Still climbing. Oh man, I'm tired. Flatside Wilderness. This is the end of the Flatside Wilderness. I guess we're going back to... I take one more step. It's back to civilized society. Okay, far out says that it's the same trail for a little bit. And then there's a split. So, I'm gonna go to the split, drop my pack, and then go look at this thing, and then come back. Okay, this is big as hell. Dale Bumpers Monument Rock. I don't see a blue blaze either direction, so I guess I'll go look at whatever this is. This is not... Okay, I just checked far out and it says I'm off the trail, but I found a blaze. So I'm more confused than ever. So they're saying Ouachita Trail that way. But I think this is the cool thing to look at, so I'm gonna drop my pack over here and come back. I'm not real concerned about losing it, but I might just stick it behind this tree over here. I can barely tell it's there. Alright, this is getting for real. This is no longer a trail. Oh wow. This is top of the world here. Oh my God. backpack's still there. Nobody stole it. Road 94, 1/2 mile. There's a parking lot up that way. I can see. Brown Creek Shelter, 2.6 miles. 180. This one looks brand new. Back to climbing. Oh my god, it just went from steep to steeper. I decided to take a mental health break, and I just felt like I was pushing myself too hard, and my legs said stop, so I did, and just took a short break and took my shoes off and washed my feet. They were filthy, and they feel amazing now. And I had a little snack and some water, so I don't have that much further to go, but I just kind of needed a little a little energy boost, so I think I got it. Creek Shelter, not far at all, so I'll check it out. Brown Creek Shelter. It's too bad it's not by a creek, brown or otherwise. They got chairs, folding chairs. That's pretty cool. Empty water bottles. If those had been full, I might have considered staying here. Sign the log. Oh. That is the beautiful sound of running water. I was worried it was listed as a seasonal stream, and some of those have been running and some of them haven't, so this one's definitely running. So I'm going to be camping near this. There really isn't water for another 4.5 miles, so, and it's getting to be about time to think about camping. So. There's a campsite right there. Alright. Brown Creek Shelter, 1/2 mile. Forest Road 805, 3.3. There's a road here. Okay. That's kind of what I'm gaming out here. I need to fill up water no matter what, so I'm stopping. I could camp here. Nice thing is I'd be next to the water. I wouldn't have to haul water for the night. Bad stuff is it'll be buggy, and Well, there's a decent amount of firewood. Also, these down low areas often are colder, but it's supposed to be kind of a warm night. I don't know, this is extremely flat and nice. Advantage of going on would be that I can get a little higher up, have a better chance at a signal. I don't have one right now. Might not have the eye candy of the stream, but probably be less buggy, a little warmer. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually, because this fire ring is gigantic. Water required. That was pretty easy and looks pretty clean. That's nice. I think I am going to move on. It is nice that there's a campsite here, but it is right next to a road, and it's just super accessible. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to hang out with people, but if I were to hang out with people, I'd rather it be people that were actually hiking out here. So the idea of someone just driving up and having a party, I don't know, it doesn't sound like fun to me. I always debate on this one. It says it's a 2-liter bag, but it actually holds a little more, so I think I should probably do a 3rd tablet. This water's pretty clean. I probably don't need it, but I looked at the map, and basically there's this road, and then there's a tent site listed 1.5 miles away, and it's said it's by another road, and so they say it's a large five or so tent site that's car accessible. So I don't really want to go to that either for the same reason as this one, but this 1.5 mile hike between here and there goes between the roads, so I'll be in the back country, and I figure I can just sort of do my own leave no trace camp unless I see a site that looks good and just isn't on far out. So that's the plan. I'm going to make my own place. The elevation map shows that it's all uphill, but there's a few places where it levels out, so that's where I'm going to look for my campsites. Oh, that's hard to read. 5 miles to Lake Sylvia. I can't read that. Road 152, North Fork. Does that say Pinnacle again? Like a million pinnacles out here. This might be kind of what I'm looking for. I just came over a hill. There's gonna be a short area where I go downhill and then it starts climbing again. It's pretty windy over there, but I'm hoping coming over this hill might tuck me down in a little protected area. I'm seeing plenty of firewood. I'm seeing some flat areas. I just knocked that tree over, so I'm gonna turn its former resting place into a fireplace, a fire ring. And I'll see how much of that thing I can burn up tonight. Got my lineup. I've got toiletries, food. I brought a chainsaw, a manual hand chainsaw that I haven't used. Well, I thought it would. I thought I might need it because I thought everything would be wet, and everything's been pretty dry. And then I've got my cook kit. And over here, I'm all set up. I just keep my quilt bag empty hanging here. I threw my steak bag in there. It's just kind of a bag to hold stuff or other bags, things like that. And then hopefully I'll have a little better setup tonight. I'm actually spread out a little bit. I had to tie off. It's hard to get the stakes in. I had to tie off to the trees on this back side, and then on the front side I was able to get the stakes in. I hope they hold. It's pretty rocky here. The weather report for the nearby town says the low is going to be 60 degrees tonight, which is kind of crazy. I assume it'll be a little colder up here. It's also a little breezier, but it's pretty freaking warm. So if that's the case, I should be fine tonight. And in fact, the quilt's probably overkill. So for tonight's dinner, I've been wanting to try this Peak Refuel butternut dal bot. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I didn't do it on purpose. But all my freeze-dried meals this trip have been vegetarian. I brought meat. I mean, I have beef jerky, so I'm not a vegetarian. But I was kind of looking for healthy things, and it coincidentally turned out they were all vegetarian items. So. Tonight's is one I've never tried, so we'll see how it is. So I hadn't really intended to do any sort of like review of the food products or anything like that, but having had 2 curry meals in a row, I feel compelled to just sort of compare them a little bit. So I've eaten both meals now. The Peak Refuel is good. It's got a good curry flavor to it, but it tastes almost the same as they have like a coconut curry chicken, I think it is. That's a pretty good meal. This was kind of like a blander version of that and didn't have any chicken. If you're vegetarian, this is totally an option for you. I mean, I don't think there was any, I think this would count as vegan too. I don't think there was any ingredients that were animal byproducts that I'm aware of. But I kind of feel like Peak Refuel was just sort of pandering to that crowd and trying to make a basic product that wasn't particularly interesting or good, where the Nomad Nutrition has a better curry flavor. It's not as creamy, but it has just a deliciousness to it. And the fact that it has all natural ingredients and is, nothing weird, just nothing weird in it, It's like, well, Peak Refuel didn't need to do this, to make it taste better. The better tasting product and the better quality product was the Nomad Nutrition one. Maybe it doesn't scale. Maybe that's the problem, and so Peak Refuel can't do that kind of stuff. I don't know. This felt like I was eating kind of a rice porridge kind of meal, where what I had for lunch was like individual vegetables mixed together in a delicious way. It had bits of spinach, chunks of potato, the chickpeas, the split peas. I mean, it was real meaty, hearty stuff, and where this meal was just kind of like rice soup with some chickpeas in it. In fact, I don't think the fiber from it came from anything other than the chickpeas. I don't think there were any other vegetables. But Nomad Nutrition makes a quality product. It's really good. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just really like good, healthy food. It's all. So check them out.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. There will be one more video in this series where I complete this section of the trail, and then we'll view the total eclipse from April 8th.